Trump's tariffs leave no safe harbor for American importers. In a world increasingly shaped by global uncertainty, Jacob Rothman thought he had created a buffer, a stable refuge from the turbulence of geopolitics and trade wars. Rothman, 52, a California native, has spent over 2 decades in China running factories that manufacture grilling accessories and kitchen items for major retailers like Walmart. Having long recognized the shifting tides of US-China relations, he proactively diversified. He partnered with manufacturers in Vietnam and India, and even established his own facility in Cambodia, all in an effort to hedge against tariffs, conflict, and supply chain disruptions. "I thought I was really ahead of the game," Rothman said last week, as he grappled with what he called a veritable tsunami of tariffs from the Trump administration. "It's apocalyptic. People don't know what to do next." The latest salvo of sweeping tariffs didn't just target China. Instead, they hit dozens of countries, including Vietnam, Cambodia, and India, upending years of supply chain recalibration. Even though the White House later paused most of those duties, except those targeting China, businesses remain shaken. Rothman asks, what does safe even mean anymore? His concern stems from a growing sense that Southeast Asia, once considered a reliable hedge against Chinese manufacturing dominance, is no longer immune. As the Trump administration increasingly frames Southeast Asia as a proxy for Chinese business interests, importers worry that further tariffs could be just around the corner. This marks one of the most consequential impacts of Trump's newly intensified trade war. It has eliminated the notion of a safe manufacturing base. In an era already marred by pandemic disruptions and logistical logjams in the Panama and Suez canals, multinational companies have been working hard to spread their risk, but those efforts are now being dismantled. Apple shifted some production of iPads and AirPods to Vietnam. Walmart began sourcing from India and Mexico. Nike and Samsung pulled out of China to escape prior tariffs. But now, all those countries face steep duties too. The latest measures impose tariffs of up to 125% on Chinese imports, 46% on Vietnamese goods, 49% on Cambodian products, and 27% on items from India. For now, China is uniquely exposed, but importers fear that the pause on broader tariffs is temporary. The uncertainty is already causing ripple effects, from delayed shipments to soaring consumer prices. Rothman's Cambodian factory, once a symbol of strategic foresight, now finds itself in the crosshairs. A major US retailer just delayed a $5 million order. Other clients are keeping finished goods in warehouses, waiting to see if tariffs will ease. Rothman estimates orders could decline by 30% in the next 6 months. The irony isn't lost on him. Just weeks ago, he proudly stood behind a booth at a major trade show in Chicago, promoting Velong Enterprises' international footprint under a banner that read, "Building the safest supply chain on the planet." "I thought we were going to be the solution," he said. Instead, he's facing disruption on all fronts. The tariffs on Cambodia were particularly shocking, given its painful history with the United States, including the Vietnam War-era bombings, decades of poverty, and fragile economic recovery. Now, Rothman is being approached to build factories in the United States, in states like Mississippi, Utah, or Pennsylvania. Walmart even offers assistance for setting up in Arkansas, but he's skeptical. How can he afford to build a factory in the US when the equipment he needs is also subject to tariffs? Who would staff it amid mass deportations and labor shortages? And what if a future administration reverses these policies and makes offshore manufacturing viable again? Factories, Rothman notes, are long-term investments. We elect presidents every 4 years. Factories take at least that long to recover the costs of building, he said. If the world changes and we can no longer manufacture in the US in a cost-effective way, what am I doing with a factory in the US? In a time when consistency is critical, the only constant appears to be chaos.